everyone, welcome back. I'm Clarissa, and today I would like to present an integrated analysis of articles related to English language education. I will focus on the connection among them and explain to you how they collectively answer the important question: what kind of English education is needed to be prepared for students in this global era? Okay, after reviewing all the articles, I found out that they are connected to each other, and it can be concluded that they are as the part of educational system. Each of the articles contributes a very different perspective, but together they show us that effective English education requires a balance between policy, teachers, learners, what else? Technologies, cultures, values, and many more. So, let's check it out. Alright, the first article is about English language education policies across Southern Asian countries. It is explains that every educational system is shaped by historical, political, social, and economic factors. It's not natural, okay? This article is very important because it shows the foundation of English education before discussing about teachers, students, or classroom methods. That we need to understand this first, okay? The educational policies that determine how English is positioned in a country's curriculum. So, what happens when these policies are implemented in the real educational settings? So, the answer can be found in the next two articles. The article about introverted teachers and the article about habitus both shift our attention from policy to people. The introverted teacher study challenges the common assumption that successful teachers must be very extroverted and highly expressive. But the finding shows us that introverted teachers usually give strengths such as active listening, careful planning, and even reflective teaching. So at the same time, the habitus article explained that the students do not enter classroom as the blank paper, Their motivation, learning style, and even education experiences are really influenced by family background, culture, and also social environment. When we connected these two articles, we can see an important insight, that is, even the best education policies cannot guarantee the successful learning outcomes, because it is really depends on the teachers and students themselves. As you know, education is not only about regulation, right? It's about the human interaction. Alright, guys, after understanding the importances of teachers and learners, now the next question becomes: what competencies should English education develop? In the article on 21st century's English learning, it provides the answer. The traditional English teaching method focus only on grammatical rules, vocabulary, and also pronunciation, isn't it? However, this article argues that modern English education should also develop critical thinking, creativity, communication, and even collaboration. And I also believe that this article represents the major change, in educational philosophy. English is not only viewed as a subject to memorize, okay, but also viewed as a tool to participating in the global society. So stop to memorize all the vocabularies. We need to understand how to participate in the global societies. Alright, this is where the next group of articles becomes really valuable, because the previous articles do not have the practical examples, okay? The articles on informal learning digital of English, or informal digital learning of English, vocabulary mastery, and online English comics provide the practical examples of how 21st century learning can be implemented on. Okay, I see also these three studies as the three logical sequences. Okay, the first, IDLE, Information Digital Learning English article explains that language learning should not only in the classroom, it should be beyond classroom walls through digital platform. Yes. And secondly, the vocabulary master mastery article identify the specific strategies that students usually do independently, such as reading, watching movies, listening to music, and using applications like Duolingo and Quizlet, and many more. Yeah, and the third one, the online comics article demonstrate a concrete example of digital learning material that support vocabulary development, reading comprehension, and also learner motivation. Together, this article shows us that technology is not simply as the additional tool, because it is transforming the way students learn from depend on the teacher only become independently, because there's also a lot of website, a lot of tools that the digital platform have to support the learning progress of the students. All right. Okay, the final group of article introduces me and you maybe into another dimension that is often looked in discussion about English education. It is based on the people assumption, because many people believe that language education is only about communication skills, how we speak to each other, how we listen carefully to each other, how we catch the words, many things. But however, in the articles on Islamic religious education, integrating Islamic values into English teaching, and European English, such as something more deep or like much deeper. These studies argue that language learning also shape identity, values, and intercultural understanding. Yes, that's it. That's the finding. And the Islamic religious education article demonstrates also how education can promote tolerance, peace, respect, and intercultural dialogues in multicultural society. Yeah, this is when we integrate Muslim values and also English learning, And in the article about integrating Islamic values into English teaching in Indonesia, argues that English classroom also can contribute to the character building and moral development. What I find really interesting is how these ideas connect with the article about European English. This study challenges the traditional belief that students must imitate only the native speaker. Instead, it emphasizes that communicative competence and mutual understanding is more important than just imitating the native speaker. This is how we want to do in our future classroom, integrating the Islamic values that have been showed us before in the articles that really give the best impact for the learning progress, especially in English. And after that, many European English also just want to imitate the native speaker, but it's also about value, about the how we catch the main idea, just not about the pronunciation. That's it. This is the last part of my presentation. So the next part will be. So, okay, this is the last part. So the conclusion of this article collectively demonstrate that English education should move beyond teaching language structures and vocabulary. It should prepare students to become critical thinkers, effective communicators, independent learners, culturally aware individuals, and responsible global citizens. Therefore, the future of English education lies on not only on helping students master English, but also helping them use English meaningfully and confidently in the increasingly interconnected world. Okay, this is the last part of my presentation, and thank you for your attention. Bye.